Yo guys, we have got a massive update here for MoCo. I wasn't expecting this. The devs have dropped a massive Discord message as well as a new weapon preview. We've got an event coming up this weekend that gets the new weapon included. I think it's called the shot bow. It's basically like a shotgun bow, I think is essentially what it is. But let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at the video and have a react. I'm a reaction YouTuber now. I'm too middle-aged to be a reaction YouTuber. I'm too much of a millennial man. Zhao is the community guy. So he's the guy that does a lot of the Discord communications. The Iceman. Oh, experimental weapon. So like not coming out like soon, but they're just seeing how it is. Yo, that's pretty cool. It's like a mob outfit. Shotbow Mayhem and Shotbow Mayhem Hard. What does it do? Okay, so it has like an AoE shot and then a power shot when it charges up. That looks really strong. Like, look at how much AoE that does without the need for any kind of AoE. Look how much AoE that does for any kind of AoE like passives. It already does a huge amount of AoE damage and looks like it pierces as well. Alright guys, I want to give a quick shout out before we jump into the video. I have been playing Dark and Darker Mobile for quite some time off stream and had the opportunity for them to sponsor one of my videos, so I of course jumped at it because I love the game. So Dark and Darker Mobile is a really cool take on the Battle Royale survival genre. Medieval focused, dungeon crawling, looting heavy, like insanely cool combat. It's been transformed for the mobile. Third person perspectives as well, which makes it a little easier to kind of see what's going on and control. And the combat is super smooth, super slick, and feels really rewarding to play. There are also currently 6 classes to choose from, including the Fighter, the Cleric, which is more of like your healing class. You have the Ranger, so you want to live that bow and arrow fantasy, you can. The Rogue, super stealthy, much more high damage, but can be super fragile. Barbarian, which is my favorite class because, in my opinion, takes the least skill to play, and you can get a lot wrong and still get away with it. And the Wizard, if you want to be much more spell focused. Right now, there are also some really cool skins that you can get. There's a couple of pull events, one of which grants you an Ebon Raw skin, which levels up and grants you loads of extra different skins in game. So you get like 10 skins in one, which is crazy. Right now as well, if you have the Elite Pass, you can also get a really cool Goblin skin. So as you level up the Elite Pass, you'll get different parts of the Goblin skin, including hand pieces, feet pieces, and eventually all the way up to the head. It's called the Relic Seekers skin, and it looks like a goblin. It's really cool. And there's also a Goblin Cloak, which can be claimed via the Golden Skin Exchange too. A couple of extra things as well. I have got a code to give away. So if you go to the rolling banner on your top right-hand side of the screen, scroll down to enter promo code, you can tap in your account ID and type in the code LockpickExpert to get 500 gold. Krafton have just dropped a new update. You can go and check it out on the website. I'll put that link in the description. But the most important link you want to use is my link to download the game in the description below. If you download it, it really helps me out, and you can come and join my guild and play the game with me. New season, loads of new stuff. Make sure you get involved. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so it looks like it pierces. Does a huge amount of damage. Loads of AoE damage without the need to have any kind of genuine passive included. Look at that. Look at how crazy that damage is. Yeah, actually, I was doing like this hidden tips and tricks thing for MoCo. One of the things that a lot of people don't know is that if you dash into a very populated area of enemies, it'll put you at the closest possible spot that you can land, which is usually all the way through the enemies. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, see, like that, you go right through to the other end of the enemies. Not always the best thing to do, though. Oh my gosh, look at that. I wonder if this is like insane with vampire teeth as well, because you get versus everyone that you hit. Okay, so that's the new weapon. That's insane. Look at how much AoE damage that thing does. That would be incredible for like a lot of content in the game. I wonder how quickly they'd actually look to release it though, because he said it's an experimental weapon. Looks like it kind of needs tuning down just a little bit from that, but kind of cool. Kind of cool. Yeah, I mean that's the new weapon that's coming out. Should we have a look at the Discord message now? Okay, so the devs dropped this. Basically saying, hey, we really appreciate all of the support so far. Lots of stuff going on since launch. It's kind of been crazy. Loads of feedback, loads of messages on Discord, and it has got some balance change updates. So if you missed this, these Squid blades are being changed to the jaded blades, and they are reworking the weapon. Why are they reworking the weapon? Basically because it was too OP for certain things. There were some dojos that you could completely cheese by using Squid blades. There were some rifts that became infinitely easier with the Squid blades. So if you've already done all that content with the Squid blades, good for you, because you know now you're gonna have to do it the hard way. As you may know, we are reworking this weapon. It no longer has invisibility. Using your weapon, gadgets, or taking damage no longer stops the bar from filling, making it easier to use the ambush even in the middle of the battle, which I think is pretty cool. You can now use always ambush in your facing direction, picking an enemy inside a 60-degree cone to dash to. You can also use this mechanic to quickly exit a fight. The dash range is reduced from 7 tiles to 6 tiles, and the DPS is overall higher. You can watch this in action. So should we have a look at this in action? Let's have a look. Oh, wow. So you just get that guaranteed crit. Oh. That's pretty good. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, so basically you get a guaranteed crit and a dash every so often when using the weapon. So they've changed it completely shifted it up. Basically, what they're saying is the weapon gives too much an advantage in a few rifts and dojos. Squid Blaze is disrupting the matchmaking for everyone when there's a non-Squid player, which is also affecting comp diversity. And yeah, basically they're saying they're not going to rework rifts, so they're going to rework Squid Blades. I think losing the invisibility is sad. That was kind of a cool mechanic, but I do understand why they've done it. But you know, it's hard to find a workaround where you just you keep the invisibility, because frankly, like, you could never queue into rifts solo, because everyone would try, like, if not all of you are running Squid Blades and people were trying to use the Squid Blade strategy, people would just run it down and make the rift impossible to beat. So I understand why they've done it. Okay, so that's like the Squid Blades update. Not too crazy, like we were kind of expecting it, and also obviously some of the dojos are completely cheesable by just staying invisible. So that makes sense, right? That makes sense. So you're gonna have to find some different strategies for the dojos that you haven't done if you are requiring to go invisible to beat them. We considered having all-seeing monsters on Rift, but that would not be consistent. Yeah, and I agree. Like, I think, like, if you had like a magic eye monster, it kind of, you wouldn't really know which ones were there. They'd have to have a different UI mechanic to show that you could be seen. It was just kind of odd. I get it. I get it. I do think Rifts need a rework in general, just from like a rewards perspective, or even from like a you know, a repeat grind perspective. But that's kind of a separate conversation. Okay, so whilst we can improve, how will I improve, blah blah blah, impossible. Yeah, they're basically saying like, we didn't intend for rifts to get beaten this early into the game. They were kind of intended to be hard. You're supposed to do rifts as you grind up in your levels. And one of the things I don't love though is like, you should pair up with your friends. Like, bro, I have no friends. Like, how am I supposed to do this if I have no friends? I have got players who I can play with, like Someone, and like literally he's called Someone. Used to be called, what the hell was his name previously? I can't remember. In Wild Rift. Anyway, Someone, I could play with him. Sorry, my Slack was going crazy. So yeah, like basically saying that we intended rifts to be hard, cheesing them was not what we wanted, blah, 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 blah. That makes sense, right? That makes sense. Like, you know, we kind of expected that. Yeah, I kind of like that they're saying this is what this is our decision. We're standing by it. it makes sense. I think I will miss invisibility, but I also understand why they've done it. Slugfest. Yeah, Slugfest was rubbish. Luck-based and not really fun. The brown elo belt was a nightmare. This was actually a bug. Several improvements needed for PvP. Yeah, and agreed, like PvP overall needs a lot of work. So what's next in temporary events? Leaning more on PvE. I agree. I love the fact there will be more PvE-based events. I hate PvP events. I really like the idea of PvE events. Doubling down on events, 2 per week starting next week. Okay, that's really interesting that they're going to do 2 events per week. Hopefully they have enough to make them kind of feel like fun and not a grind. My big worry with going into 2 events per week is if they're not interesting or fun, they might come across as a bit of a grind. But yeah, no, I think it's good that they're adding more content to the game. I think they need to add some more reasons for people to want to log in, because right now, like even I'm struggling to get in and get all of my experience done on a daily basis, because frankly, like there's just not a huge amount to do other than just like do my daily missions and grind out whatever I can from a project perspective, and that's it, right? So they're going to be leaning more on PvE and doubling down on events, because what if you plays enjoys, but you'll be able to test a new weapon. And so basically, yeah, we've talked about the testing of the new weapon. That's kind of is what it is. And a final note, what's next for us? So basically, we're going to be reaching out to say, like, and I think this is my favorite part of the message. They're basically saying we understand that maybe we haven't hit 100% the right notes of what MoCo should have been on launch. So we're saying this is where we are with MoCo, what we're doing with MoCo next, letting you know what we're working on. Let you ask some questions, which I think if you guys want to get involved, go to the Discord and ask the questions, and also share with them a couple of cool things. So they're excited for what's ahead, which means, like, frankly, it means that, you know, I think they are looking to do more stuff with MoCo. They want to keep it going. They want to keep the MoCo kind of alive, which I think is a good thing. You know, I think a lot of us have thought, well, maybe MoCo didn't quite get the start that it wanted. And I think a lot of us are hopeful that Supercell will kind of iterate on it and improve it. And so, like, by the time that we're not in an invite-only phase of the game, that we'll have like a really, really strong game to work with. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Thought I'd go into it. So, like, to recap, we've got a new weapon coming. We've got Squid Blade nerfs. We're changing events, and the MoCo team are talking a lot about what's coming in the future. So I'm really excited about that. Right, let's get going.